Now, the For Meyiwa murder trial has adjourned until tomorrow. A new witness is expected to take the stand to determine the admissibility of confessions made by two of the accused. So let's touch base now with the eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu joining in and telling us more about the story. Manqoba, tell us the reasons why court adjourned.
Well, Dumela, simply put, this is because accused 1 and 2 have now appointed a new legal counsel that is going to be part of their defense. So there is Advocate Sipora Mosipele, who has been representing both of the accused, but we understand that now a new advocate, Advocate Tulani Mngomezulu, is now joining the defense team for accused numbers 1 and 2. And so he has requested more time to be able to consult with both the accused. You recall that, Dumela, of course, last week we saw that trial within a trial starting here at the North Gauteng High Court, and there were two witnesses that have already taken the stand as far as this trial is concerned, that being retired Colonel Boto, who testified last week about the alleged confessions that were made by accused number 1, but there's also the issue about the pointings out that are also part of the trial within a trial. And so what we understand is that given that there is this evidence that has been led so far, what Advocate Mngomezulu has requested is a time to be able to go over this particular evidence and also to be able to then recall those two witnesses that have taken the stand in this matter in order to be able to then pose questions to them about the testimony that they've given in court. So he's made that particular request to the court, firstly to be afforded time, and secondly for those two witnesses to be recalled by the court. So the court has agreed with that particular request. So they have now ordered that the two witnesses, that being Colonel Mboto as well as Constable Munareng, who testified last week Friday, be recalled to the stand so that he can then be able to cross-examine those two witnesses. So this is merely to allow him more time to familiarize himself with the evidence that was led last week, and also to consult with accused number 1 and 2, which is going to happen, we understand, this afternoon when they return to the Correctional Services Center.
Yeah. And so does that mean that the witness that was expected to testify, Manqoba, today did not get a chance to? So it means that this new advocate joining in the team representing accused number 1 and 2 would need time to study the case before the witness can take the stand.
Indeed, Dumela. So all proceedings have been postponed, and this is, of course, to allow that particular consultation to take place today. So this means that the new witnesses that will be coming to court obviously will have to now move to tomorrow. Their testimony has been moved to tomorrow to allow for this to happen. We know that there was a police officer that was meant to take the stand who was going to testify on the pointing out of the crime scene that was made by one of the accused, but they've been advised, Dumelo, that their testimony is not going to continue today. This will only happen once the case resumes tomorrow, with, of course, this new advocate who will now be assisting the defense as far as the arguments as well as cross-examination is concerned. So all of those witnesses, Dumelo, are expected to testify when this matter resumes tomorrow. There were two of them that were expected to take the stand: the police colonel who conducted those pointing out, as well as a photographer who was also part of that particular process. So we're expecting them to resume with their testimony when the court does resume tomorrow.
And just separately, I mean, Manqoba, from where you stand, we can definitely hear noises in terms of chanting and singing. It sounds like Amabuto, singing and chanting from where you stand. What can you tell us? What do you know about what we seem to be hearing in your background?
Well, you're correct, Dumelo. Those are Amabuto from the Zulu Nation. As you'll know, that this is not the only matter that was being heard in court today. In fact, there are other cases that are being heard, and one of those cases is around the Zulu royal family and the fight for the throne of the Zulu monarchy, which is why we've seen quite a large contingent of Amabuto that have gathered here outside of court. They are singing Amahubo here, coming, of course, to support the various factions of the Zulu royal household that are here inside court. And we're seeing also the streets that have been affected here. In fact, even the case that we're attending, the For Meyiwa murder trial, had to resume about an hour and a half late due to the fact that many of the roads here in the capital city have been affected. They have been closed to traffic to allow for Amazulu, Amabucho that are here outside of court to be able to gather. Of course, they had made an application and they had asked for permission to demonstrate here outside of court as those proceedings continue. So there's a large contingent of police that are also here outside the court. The main street here outside court has been barricaded. No traffic is allowed to move on this particular street. And as you can see, Tumelo, the Amabucho, they're demonstrating there outside peacefully. We understand there are also more of them that are demonstrating just outside of this particular street at the square here, just next to the court. And this is all part of that court case, an important court case as well, Tumelo, that has to do with the Zulu royal family.